The United States has embarked on a bold strategy in international trade. It is using tariffs as a primary tool. These tariffs are essentially taxes on imported goods. They make foreign products more expensive for American consumers. The goal is to protect domestic industries and reduce trade deficits. This approach has sparked debate. Some argue it is a necessary correction to unfair trade practices. Others worry it could lead to a global trade war. The U.S. government argues that tariffs are a negotiating tactic. They are meant to bring trading partners to the table. The aim is to renegotiate deals that are more favorable to American interests. This strategy has been applied with varying degrees of intensity across the globe. It has targeted both allies and rivals. The outcomes have been mixed. The use of tariffs represents a significant departure from decades of U.S. trade policy. For years, the emphasis was on free trade agreements and reducing barriers to global commerce. The current approach signals a shift towards protectionism. This has profound implications for the global economy. It has introduced uncertainty and volatility into international markets. The long-term consequences of this strategy remain unclear. The world is watching closely to see how this high-stakes game of economic chess will play out. The outcomes will have lasting impacts on global trade, geopolitical relationships, and the future of the world economy. The U.S. has a tiered system for categorizing its trade partners. This system influences tariff policies. There are 4 main categories. Each category reflects the level of economic and strategic engagement the U.S. has with a particular country. The first tier is Most Favored Nation, MFN. This status is granted to most countries. It ensures normal trade relations and standard tariff rates. The second tier is reserved for strategic competitors. This group includes China and Russia. These countries face higher tariffs and stricter trade regulations. The third tier is for neutral partners. These are countries with which the U.S. has significant trade relations but limited strategic alignment. They may face tariffs on a case-by-case basis. The final tier is Least Favored Nations. This category is for countries with which the U.S. has major political disagreements. These nations face the highest tariffs and most severe trade restrictions. This tiered system allows the U.S. to tailor its trade policies. It can target specific countries and industries. This approach gives the U.S. leverage in trade negotiations. However, it also creates complexity and unpredictability in the global trading system. This can be challenging for businesses. The use of a tiered system reflects a more assertive and strategic approach to trade. It underscores the growing importance of economic statecraft in international relations. This approach has the potential to reshape global trade patterns. It also has the potential to create new alliances and exacerbate existing tensions. The North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA, was a landmark trade deal. It came into effect in 1994. It significantly reshaped trade relations between the United States, Canada, and Mexico. However, NAFTA faced criticism. Some argued that it led to job losses in the U.S., others felt it gave corporations too much power. In 2017, the Trump administration began renegotiating NAFTA. The goal was to secure a better deal for American workers and businesses. After months of intense negotiations, the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, USMCA, was born. This new agreement replaced NAFTA in 2020. The USMCA introduced several key changes. It included stricter rules of origin for automobiles. It also mandated higher wages for Mexican auto workers. Additionally, it opened up the Canadian dairy market to American farmers. These changes were designed to benefit American industries and workers. The USMCA is a prime example of the U.S. using tariffs as a negotiating tool. The Trump administration threatened to impose tariffs on Mexican and Canadian goods. This pressure tactic proved effective. It brought both countries to the bargaining table. The USMCA is still in its early stages of implementation. It remains to be seen what the long-term impacts will be on the North American economy. However, it serves as a clear example of the Trump administration's willingness to use tariffs to rewrite the rules of global trade in favor of American interests. The U.S.-China trade war represents a significant escalation in global trade tensions. It began in 2018. The Trump administration imposed tariffs on billions of dollars worth of Chinese goods. The stated goal was to reduce the U.S. trade deficit with China and address concerns over intellectual property theft. China retaliated swiftly. It imposed tariffs of its own on American goods. This tit-for-tat exchange of tariffs escalated rapidly. It resulted in a full-blown trade war between the world's two largest economies. The trade war has had a significant impact on both economies. American businesses and consumers have faced higher costs due to tariffs on Chinese imports. Chinese exporters have struggled to find markets for their goods. The trade war has also created uncertainty in the global economy. This has weighed on business investment and economic growth. The U.S.-China trade war is about more than just tariffs. It is a reflection of broader geopolitical competition between the two superpowers. The Trump administration views China as a strategic competitor. It is seeking to contain China's growing economic and military might. The trade war has had a chilling effect on U.S.-China relations. It has made it more difficult to address other pressing issues. This includes climate change, North Korea, and global health security. The trade war has also damaged trust between the two countries. This will make it harder to rebuild the relationship in the years to come. The U.S.-China trade war is a complex and evolving situation. It has no easy solutions. The outcome of this trade war will have profound implications for the global economy and the future of the international order.